The World Economic Forum under Klaus Schwab has revealed the addition of a new element to its arsenal of psychological warfare weapons. As per Schwab's announcement to the mainstream media, the WEF has obtained advanced technology capable of modulating brain activity using microwave or other directed energy methods. Reportedly, this technology emerged from a collaborative effort with China's Communist Party government and is intended to exert an influence on government leaders. According to Schwab, the global elite's mind control weapons will only be used to improve the state of the world. But as our political leaders continue to exhibit telltale signs of being brain dead, can we take the Davos frontman at his word? Late last year, Klaus Schwab confirmed that so-called conspiracy theorists were right all along, and the World Economic Forum is using China as a model for social control in its vision for the future. During an appearance on Chinese state-run TV, Klaus Schwab praised China as the model for the transformation of the world.
So we have to define how the world should look like, which we want to come out of this transformation period. I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years. I think it's a role model for many countries.
The Washington Times has finally caught up with what so-called conspiracy theorists have known for years now. The Chinese Communist government, in cahoots with Klaus Schwab and the globalist elite, have developed a series of Neurostrike weapons designed to seize control of the world by targeting brainwaves. According to the Washington Times, unknown to many, the Chinese Communist Party and its People's Liberation Army have established themselves as world leaders in the development of Neurostrike weapons. According to the 12-page report, enumerating, targeting and collapsing the Chinese Communist Party's Neurostrike program. The Washington Times obtained a copy of the study and stated that the Neurostrike weapons directly attack or control brains using microwave or other directed energy weapons in handheld guns or larger weapons firing electromagnetic beams. Neurostrike is a military term defined as the engineered targeting of the brains of military personnel or civilians using non-kinetic technology. The goal is to impair thinking, reduce situational awareness, inflict long-term neurological damage, and cloud normal cognitive functions. This might explain why, instead of elected representatives fighting for the interests of their constituents, we have a Congress full of globalist sellouts, who are actively making decisions that harm Americans, and who are clearly taking orders from shady, unknown actors. Take, for example, the Rhino sellout Mitch McConnell, who froze and appeared unwell at a press conference last week. Pay close attention to the woman in the green pantsuit to his right. Was this a warning or demonstration of their powers? Congress is packed with incompetent brain-dead globalists who are being controlled from the outside. California's Dianne Feinstein isn't even pretending she is still in possession of her own mind.
Submitted. Yeah, just say aye. Okay, just aye.
Senator John Fetterman doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Is it hello or goodbye?
2018 interview, you said, quote, "I don't support fracking at all. I never have." But earlier this month, you told an interviewer, quote, "I support fracking. I support the energy independence that we should have here in the United States." So, Mr. Fetterman, please explain your changing position. 60 seconds.
I've always supported fracking. And I always believe that independence with our energy is critical, and we can't be held, ransom to somebody like Russia. I've always believed that energy independence is critical, and I've always believed that, and I do support fracking. I've never taken any money from their industry, but I support how critical it is that we produce our own energy and create energy independence.
I must correct the record.
Just a second, Mr. Oz. I do want to clarify something. You're saying tonight that you support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, "I don't support fracking at all." So how do you square the two?
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand, and I do support fracking.
These globalist politicians don't have any idea what they are saying or what they stand for. And whoever has control of Biden might have cranked up the frequency a little too high.
Because you can't build a wall high enough to keep out a vaccine. The vaccine can stop the spread of these diseases. If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Mr. Vice President.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The globalist elite have admitted that they want to bankrupt us, and now they're making their move. The government have been given permission to print as much money as they want. The last time they did that, inflation went up 9%. The Biden regime claims that this has saved America's economy, but all they did is ensure the US dollar gets devalued even further. With the BRICS nations working together to create a new global reserve currency, the threats to the US dollar are just getting stronger. The only ones who aren't afraid are those who invested in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the one asset that has proven to withstand recession, inflation, and just about all economic threats. Noble Gold Investments is here to help if you want to invest in gold. Click the link below this video to secure your wealth now and get a 24-karat quarter-of-an-ounce gold standard coin for free. NobleGoldInvestments.com is the only gold company I trust. It's not just high-profile elected representatives who don't have control of their own minds. The Biden regime is pressing an investigation into what appears to be a growing number of mysterious brain injuries suffered by US diplomats, intelligence agents, and troops. As the People's Voice reported in 2019, at least 25 Americans, including CIA agents who worked at the US Embassy in Cuba, suffered impaired vision and memory loss, among other persistent symptoms. We also learned that at least 15 American officials in China suffered unexplained brain trauma. And it's not just China deploying the WEF's mind control weapons against humanity. The once great nation of Australia has been completely infiltrated by the globalist elite, and the far-left government rolled out the most brutal COVID restrictions in any country on Earth. Bill Gates praised Australia for following his orders to the letter, and the mainstream media tried to cover up their crimes against humanity. But they couldn't completely suppress the news that the government used sonic weapons against its own citizens during lockdown protests at Parliament House. Here is the state-funded Australian Broadcasting Corporation admitting the government used sonic weapons on their own people. But don't worry, because these mind control weapons were only used to broadcast messages into people's heads for their own benefit. But just wait until the mainstream media wake up to the fact that it's not just Neurostrike weapons developed by the global elite, but also biological and pharmacological weaponry. Heads will explode. But that's a conversation for another day. The globalist elite have never hidden what they're doing. Whether it's through the use of signs and symbols or through open bragging, the elite like to rub our faces in it. This is part of their grand humiliation strategy that is used to keep humanity on its knees. It's vital that we work together to continue to expose the elites and their plans for a new world order.